everyone, it's me, your buddy Nessa, at you again, and today is January 30th, 2013. And now my reason for making this video is because it is going to be my very first album review on YouTube. Sorry for that cough, really random, I don't know where that came from. But the album that I'm going to be reviewing today, you guys might already know by the background music, is indeed Tegan and Sara's 7th album, Heartthrob. And you're probably wondering why and how is it in a big old ass vinyl. Well, I ordered the deluxe version, and it came in vinyl, and then it came with the bonus CD, so I have it on CD and vinyl. And it came with a special little Tegan and Sara Heartthrob magazine, and it was well worth the buck that I paid for it, because I love Tegan and Sara, and I am very proud to be an owner of this 7th beautiful masterpiece, their 7th child, as they would call it. Okay, so album review time. The first track off this album is called Closer, obviously, and it was their first single, and there's a music video out for it. And I really like the song. It's really catchy. There was a couple people out there saying with this song, Tegan and Sara, quote unquote, sold out, because it's really different from anything they've ever written. It's not the typical two girls with acoustic guitars and that's it. It's not stripped down. There's a lot of like drum beats and guitar beats and the keyboards and it's really different from anything that Tegan and Sara ever produced ever. Actually, the whole album is different. It's not the typical Tegan and Sara album. It's not another version of The Con, or another version of So Jealous, or another version of If It Was You, or This Business of Art, and here I go naming all their albums. That's how you know I'm crazy. But you know, Tegan went on record and said that that Sara told her if they write another song like anything from The Con or So Jealous, then they won't gain more fans. And you know what? That's what they want. It's always been their goal to play sold-out shows in big venues and to win Grammys and to be on MTV and to gain a new fan base. And some people might call that selling out. But to me, they have the right to sell out, if you want to call it that, because they've been working their asses off for 13 plus years, you know, in the indie circuit and playing small gigs, and with them doing that, they gained loyal fans like myself and numerous other people. But at the same time, they want to, you know, expand their horizons and try new things, and I respect them for that. I've always loved the Quinn sisters for their I guess you could say, like, flat out honesty. You know, they don't hold anything back, and that's what I love about them. And I think this is why I love this record so much, because even though it's really different from anything they've ever done, again I say, it's really catchy. They have some really good songs. My favorite is actually playing in the background right now. It's called Goodbye Goodbye, and go figure, it's a Sara song. I've always been Team Sara. Sorry for you Tegan people out there. I'm gonna hold this album like this. But yeah, it's really catchy, and it's really relatable about not needing someone in your life and saying goodbye to them and trying to get to that stage of, you know what, I don't need you, and I don't need to see your face, and I don't need to hear your voice. It's a really good song. I love it. It's really catchy. Other songs on here, the whole track list is actually Closer, Goodbye Goodbye, I Was a Fool, I'm Not Your Hero, Drove Me Wild, How Come You Don't Want Me, I Couldn't Be Your Friend, Love They Say, Now I'm All Messed Up, and Shock to Your System. And all of these are really freaking good. I mean, seriously, I Was a Fool is talking about how when you're in love, sometimes you act a fool, and sometimes you don't know what you're doing, and your friends may, you know, judge you and be like, oh, this is not the right thing, but you're in love, so you're blinded by that. I'm Not Your Hero is a song written by Sara, talking about, like, you know, we all make mistakes, and we're not all the perfect person, and, you know, that we shouldn't be called anyone's hero, because we're just people, and people make mistakes, and, you know, just because you made these mistakes, or just because I've been judged, or so on and so forth, doesn't mean that I didn't make it and that I wasn't strong. And I really love that song. Drove Me Wild is another really catchy, like, in love song, I guess you could say, written by Tegan. And it talks about like how a person drove her wild. You know, when you're in love with this person, everything about the color of their skin to the way they talk to the way they feel against your body, I guess you could say, drove you wild. And it's a really catchy song, and I really love the way Tegan says drove in that song. I don't know why, but her Canadian accent comes out to me in that song. And how come I couldn't be your friend? Oh no, my bad. How come you don't want me? Is pretty much one of those songs that is like, how come you don't want me? I'm this perfect person, and I'm a good person, and I'm attractive, and I love you, and I care about you, but you don't care about me. I think we've all been in that situation one way or another, and we've all asked that question, how come you don't want me? I Couldn't Be Your Friend is a song about that person you break up with, and you try to be friends with them, but no matter which way it works, or which way it goes, it's never going to work, because for some reason when you break up with them, you love them even more than you did when you were in a relationship with them, and having a friendship is just not going to work, and it's just going to be all awful and horrible and terrible. Now I'm All Messed Up is a great ballad written by Sara, my favorite, again. And it's about, you know, breaking up with someone and wondering where the hell this person is and where they're leaving their makeup and who they're sleeping with, and you're wondering, are they really happy with this new person? Because obviously they weren't happy with me, and that makes you messed up in a sense. Like it keeps you wondering, and that's why it's called Now I'm All Messed Up. Shock to Your System, written by Tegan, a great catchy song. I love the drum in the beginning of that song. It's amazing, and it's about, well, someone being a shock to your system. Like you get these feelings and these vibes while around them, and I don't know. It's like I said, a lot of these songs are about love and relationships, and for the first time I could actually relate to them, because I'm actually in my first relationship right now, and so when I'm listening to these, I'm like, oh, I get that. And then even, you know, back when I had crushes, I'm like, oh, I could relate to that, you know, like How Come You Don't Want Me, for example. But yeah, overall, this album is amazing. It's their 7th album. I really do think they did themselves justice with this album. I'm very, very proud of it. I'm happy that I paid $45 for this. I don't know, I love it, I love them, I love everything that the Coen sisters ever done, and they deserve all the recognition that they'll be getting on this album. I mean, you know, Close To's already been playing on the radio, and that's crazy. Tegan and Sara on the radio, my goodness. They deserve it, they really, really do. I'm a Tegan and Sara fan. As you can see, I'm wearing their shirt today, and I even have them tattooed right here, the TNS logo. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I mean, I've been a fan. I wasn't one of those people that like started listening to them in 96, 97, because obviously I was probably too young to understand what good music was. But I started listening to them in 2008, and it's been almost 5 years now. So I'm not one of those like from the beginning fans, but I'm not one of those people that you would call a poser either. I know enough about them, and I've done my collection. I have all their 7th albums, and this one has to be one of my favorites. I love it. If you're a Tegan and Sara fan, and if you haven't picked it up, shame on you. Don't listen to the critics talking about how it's totally different and how they sold out their fan base and blah, blah, blah. Yes, it is different, but it's still magic. It's still awesome. For crying out loud, it's Tegan and Sara. I don't think, my friend pointed this out to me, I don't think they will ever put out a bad album, or they won't ever like put out something horrible, because they just have that talent. My friend said that they could freaking be running through the forest on a deer, sprinkling, you know, magic dust, and they would still buy into that, because it's Tegan and Sara, and that's how great they are. So if you're a Tegan and Sara fan, go pick up this album, and even if you're not, you know, just give it a listen. You might like it. You might be one of those people that just stumble across their album, and you're like, I'm into this because it's really dancey and catchy and poppy, and yay, and then there you go. Tegan and Sara have some new fans. So yes, go do yourself a favor. Go buy this album, Heartthrob. Go order it on their website. Go pick it up at any local record store that you might have, or your typical Best Buy or your Walmart, or wherever the hell you get your albums. Or if you're like the majority of people in the world today, just go download that thing on iTunes. I promise you, you will not regret it. I promise. I promise. And I know what it is when it comes to music, so yeah, go listen to this. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's magic. Anyway, I'm blabbering. Keep listening to good music, you guys. If you've heard this album, go leave a review on the bottom in my comment boxes if you want to, and tell me what you think of this. And tell me if you love it or if you hate it. Tell me what your favorite track is. Let's have a Tegan and Sara conversation. Because that would always be fun. You can't go wrong with Tegan and Sara. Alright, guys. I love you. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. And like I said, keep listening to good music. And keep supporting the artists that you love. Even if people out there say that it's not the greatest thing to do. Okay? Love you guys. Later.